This is the Baofeng UV25. They call this radio the Beast. Is it something you should buy? Let's find out. First, the Robust Reviews channel has some great reviews of this radio. It even did some destruction testing. You'll find links to those videos in the description. Now, who is this radio for? If you like to play soldier, throw on some camos, dig a foxhole, jump in and call in an airstrike on the neighbor's dog, this radio is definitely for you. The rest of you will have to make up your minds based on some other criteria. Let's look at the features. This radio came with this gooseneck antenna. I didn't get what they call a tactical antenna, which is a folded up antenna. I'm fine with that since the tactical antenna unfolds into an unwieldy mess. As you can see, it has a nice display in frequency mode, but look on the bottom there for GMRS 16. The font is tiny when it's in channel mode, which I don't particularly like. The green button is the menu button, but if you hold it down,
channel mode,
it switches between frequency and channel mode. Otherwise, it opens the menu, and you see the menu options here. And quite frankly, I don't like the red font on a blue background. It's really hard to read, at least for me. As you can see, the red button is the exit button. If you're not in the menu mode, the red button switches between the A and B channels. Press the button above the PTT to go in and out of weather radio. Press the button immediately below the PTT and it's FM radio. In frequency mode, you can long press the weather radio button and it'll go into frequency search mode. That's where it picks up whatever signal is close by and it copies the frequency. It also copies the CTCSS tone if there is one. You can also just press home star, which I prefer, to go into frequency search mode. The pound key switches between UHF, VHF, and it doesn't always work, but it'll get there, and 200. Let's get past it here. Let's go to VHF. And I'm going to transmit using a different radio. Okay, I was transmitting on 146.520, and as you can see, it picked up 146.51750. So it doesn't always get the frequency quite right, but you can tweak it a little in order to get the one that you want. You can use the keyboard to go to shortcut menu options, like 7 is TDR. TDR is either single or dual watch. I have it on dual watch right now. It comes by default in single watch. Menu option 44 is a stopwatch.
Confirm.
If you can think of a reason why a stopwatch would be useful on a radio, please enlighten me in the comments. I suppose you could use it to time how long it takes for the airstrike to come in. It has a nice belt clip, which I will never use, or I would get arrested for indecent exposure, because this radio is too heavy. It would just pull my shorts down. My firmware version is 0.1. I don't know if you can read that. It's in that red on blue. I'm not aware of any updates to the firmware or any way to flash updates to the firmware. Let's listen to the audio. Let's listen to weather radio.
On.
3%, producing a heat index of 93. The 5 inches and steady. Head cap made.
Off.
It sounds really pretty good. Now, the gooseneck antenna is in a word, sucks moose. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 2 words. It's not that it doesn't work, it works fine, but it's already a heavy radio, and with this gooseneck antenna, it becomes really difficult to manage. I mean, it's fallen over a number of times while I've been recording this, and I had to restart the recording. Now let's listen to it on ham radio frequencies. I'll start with 2 meters.
Testing 1, 2, 3. This is N2EWS. Testing a radio. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is N2EWS. Testing a radio. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is GMRS.
Now I'll transmit using the UV25 and listen on the TID radio TDH, the TDH8.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is N2EWS. Testing a radio.
Okay, it's time to take a look at the power output on this beast. On high power, on all, let's see, on 2 meters, 9.5 watts. On 220, 3 point, so you can read that, 3.7 watts, 3.6. On 70 centimeters, 9.1 watts. And on GMRS, 9.1 watts. Now let's look at some screenshots from my Tiny SA Ultra. I don't want to make you sit here and watch it scan and slowly adjust to the final result, so I'll just put up the screenshots. As you can see, 2 meters has about a 50 milliwatt harmonic. I don't know how far 50 milliwatts goes, but that harmonic falls into the range allocated for things like aeronautical radio navigation. So if you live at the airport, it might be smart to avoid this radio. I'm not aware of any planes falling out of the sky because someone used a Baofeng, but I wouldn't want to be the first. 220 has a harmonic 45 dB below the fundamental, which is damn near 0 watts, but it is above the magic FCC 16.02 dB limit. 70 centimeters looks clean, and GMRS looks clean. Now keep in mind that Chinese budget radios are like Cabbage Patch dolls. No two are exactly alike. Does anyone even remember Cabbage Patch dolls? Damn, I'm old. Anyway, the point is that the results you get could be different than my results or the results anyone else gets. I bought mine from AliExpress for about 33 bucks. It's pricier on Amazon, but you can get it right away. Purchase links are in the description. Now, would I use this radio? As for the harmonics, they're pretty bad on 2 meters. I might want it in a pinch, maybe, especially if it wins out in my distance testing, but I'm not doing any distance testing until the weather cools down here in Texas. The problem I have with this radio is that it's so big and heavy. I'd toss it in the trunk of my car, but the battery would probably be dead by the time I used it. The radio does have some redeeming qualities if you use your imagination. If the harmonic police come knocking, you can always hold the radio by the gooseneck and use it like a nunchuck to bop them and get away. Or tape a flashlight to the antenna and your UV25 becomes a handy gooseneck lamp. It also makes a good doorstop. I bet it makes a great nutcracker, but I don't have the nuts to demonstrate that. Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, thanks for watching 73s. Please like and subscribe to support the channel.